Okay, so they want us to express these numbers in standard form, but I titled it Pure Imaginary Numbers because both of these are going to be pure imaginary numbers. A is going to be 0. There's not going to be a real part. I'll talk about that more when we get to it. After this, then we're going to start using these pure imaginary numbers in the a plus bi form where a is not 0. Okay, so the square root of -9, well, that's going to be like the square root of 9i, but we know the square root of 9, that's 3. So you get 3i. Now I say it's a pure imaginary number because a is 0. If you were really a stickler and you're like, I want to write it in a plus bi form, you would write 0 plus 3i. And I tell you that because sometime later on when you're in calculus, they may say, hey, what's a and what's b from the standard form of a complex number? Okay, but for our purposes, we're just going to write that as 3i. Now, the square root of -24, we're going to say it's the square root of 24, and we're going to have an I. But 24 breaks down into 4 times 6. The 4 we can take the square root of, so it's 2 times the square root of 6, I. But we're not going to write it that way. I talked about that in the other video. By the way, this is a real number, right? And that's the b, 2 square root 6. But we're going to write it as 2i square root 6. Okay? Just so the I doesn't look like it's under the radical. Okay, that is it for that one.